from GetCheapAirlineTickets.com. Welcome. In today's video, I'm going to create a screencast tutorial on my computer that shows you how to do great things with all those photos you have hanging around on your hard drive, or worse yet, stuck in your digital camera. I'll show you how to create a beautiful display that you can burn to a DVD, send by email, upload to YouTube, or just share with family and friends. You'll get inspired of some great ideas that you can use and get those memories displayed and shared. Again, let's get started with the Photostory tutorial. So here we are on the Google homepage, and we're going to type in Photostory 3. Let's type that in. And usually the very first results will be what you need to download the software. So let's just click on the first link that comes up. And just page down and you'll see the file that you can download. Click on the continue button. And you can click on the download. You'll see the size of the file. And if you need to change anything over here, you can do that. If you're on dial-up, you can change that to, it's defaulted to dial-up, or you can change it to a DSL or a T1. So when you're ready, click on the download button. And you may get a warning to run an add-on. That's normal. So if you're okay with that, click on the save. And what I do is I usually recommend saving to the desktop. It's a lot quicker. Or if you have a downloads folder, you can put it there. So once you have that, click on save. If your download doesn't start after a few seconds, you can just click the start download link. Now I've already downloaded the Photostory program, so just double click on Windows to launch it, and I've already installed it. So what you can do is just click on Run and follow the instructions. The wizard will prompt you through to install it, so just follow the instructions. And yes, I already have it on my computer, so just follow the instructions, get it set up, and launch the program, and we'll start this process. So this should be the screen that you have. It says welcome to Photostory. You may not see it because the screen that I'm using is a little short, but I want to give the screen the most real estate as possible so you can see exactly what I'm doing. So on the very bottom, you'll click on the next button, and I'll just pull that out so you can see it. Click on next. Now we'll come to the next screen, and what I'll do is I'll just pull the screen up so you can see it. Just realize that the next and the back are on the bottom of the screen. And what we want to do is import pictures, and these are pictures that you have. You just need to locate them. And what I've done is I've located pictures that I'll use for this demonstration, and I will put them on my desktop to make it easy. Now these are the photos that I want to use, and to import them you can click one at a time and just import certain ones, go to another folder and import the ones that you want. Or if you want to import everything, you can just hold the control key down and just click on all the folders you want. I'm going to import just a few for now and click on the OK button. So as you'll see, we're working on the very first image, and it's highlighted in blue to indicate that's the first image we're working on. There are a couple of things that you can do. If you look directly under the picture, you'll see some edit tools. The first one is a little rainbow flag, and if you just click on it, it's a color correct, and it'll do the color correction for you automatically. And it's a toggle switch, just toggle it on and off. Now, if you had photos of people and you wanted to correct the red eye she wanted to say, you would just click on that and it would prompt you through to correct that. You can also rotate your image counterclockwise by clicking that button. Doesn't look that great. And if you just continue to click the button, you'll get back to your original image. Likewise, you can rotate clockwise. Now, there's a couple things you can do by clicking on this little button. It's the edit button. And let me pull that over so you can see it. You can do an auto fix, meaning that you can turn the contrast on and off. You can correct the color on and off, and these are the options that you can do right here. And also there's an add effect. You can add effects such as black and white. You can do chalk and charcoal, say that quickly. You can do colored pencil, and basically you can just go ahead and play with them. If you don't like any of them, there's a reset button right on the bottom, and I'll pull that down so you can see it. Just click the reset and you'll get back your original image. If everything is the way you want it, click the save button, and when you're done, click the close button. Another option is to click the edit link, and you'll have a chance to do some cropping. Now, if you click on the crop button right here, you'll see you'll see a square, and there's little angles that you can use to either pull it out this way to the right, to the left. And if you see this cross here, it's an arrow with four arrows. You can just pull it around to create the image or to select the area that you want to crop. If you like that, you can click on the save button. If you don't, you can click on reset, and then you can close it out to get back to the other pictures you want to edit. So let's click the close button. And since I didn't make the save, it will prompt me to do that, and I'll say, yes, let's save the changes. And you can do that for all the other pictures that you want. So moving on to the next step, let's click on the next button. Also, if you want to type a title on your photo, you can do that. This was Leaving Fort Lauderdale. And if you look on the icons here, it seems that the text is centered. If you wanted it to align to the left, you can click on this left button. And if you wanted it to click on the right, you can click on the right button. Also, if you want to align on the top, if you want to leave it in the middle where it was defaulted, or if you want to put it on the bottom, you can play along with those as well. Now, what if you want to change the color and the font? Click on this button. It says Select Font. And you'll get some options that you can use based on the font that you have installed on your computer. You're kind of limited in a way, but not too badly. So you can choose maybe this font, and I'm going to pull it over a little bit so you can see what's going to happen once we click the OK button. And let's say we want it to be bolded, and since the picture is a little dark, maybe we want to use a color that's a little bit lighter. Let's try maybe a yellow. And also you can increase the size of the font. You can make it bigger if you wanted to, and you'll see a little preview right here. Now, for example, if you wanted to strike it out or if you wanted to underline, you can use those options, and this is where you would create them. Once you're done, I'm going to take the underline off. Let's click on OK. You'll get a preview, and again, you can play with this if you want. I'm going to center it and maybe change the font once again. And you can see your options here. This is where you would create most of your options. Once you're done, click on OK. And if you like it, you can click on the next button to move on to the next item. And you would do this for all of your photos. You would just go again into the options. You can go back if you wanted to. You can go add effects if you want, and you can do all these on your photos. So once you're done making all the changes, making all the color corrections, and adding any titles you want, click on the next button. And here is where you can do narration. You can click the red button and you can narrate your photo story if you want. So let's try that. Let's click on the red button. This is a photo of taking off from the Fort Lauderdale airport. And I'll click the stop recording button. And let's click on the preview. This is a photo of taking off from the Fort Lauderdale airport. And you can see how you can preview that. If it's something that you don't like, you can just delete the narration and start over again. So it's kind of fun to play around with it. Now let's click next button. And here you can either select music from your music library, or you can create music. And if you're creative, you can use some of the options that's including in the Photostory program to create your own musical selection. And you can always preview them, you can play them, hear what they sound like, see if it's something you want. You can always, okay. You can slow the tempo down. You can make the intensity low, high, or normal. And again, you can play with all this. This is kind of fun to do because it lets your creativity be unleashed. So if you don't want to do anything with the music, if you don't want to create a custom piece, click on the cancel button. You can click on the select music button, and you can choose a music track from any of your selections. So let's just choose something most people know about. Let's choose Michael Jackson, ABC. And you can preview to see what it sounds like. You can also, if the music is too high, you can use this slider right here. So you can turn the music down if it's a little bit too high for you. And basically the music will play until your photos are over. So once you're done, you can click on the next button, which is on the very bottom, and I'll pull this down so that you can see it. And here you have a couple of options. You can save it right on your computer. You can send it in an email. You can save it for playback on a Pocket PC or any of these other options. You can just scroll down to see if any of those options will work better for you. So I'm going to select Save Your Story for Playback on your computer. And over here on the Browse button is where you want to store it. Now, when I'm working on things, I like to store everything on the desktop. I don't leave everything on the desktop, but I like to store things on the desktop. Makes it a lot easier to locate. So let's click on the Browse button. I'm going to save it to my desktop. And it usually gives me Photostory 1. You can replace this with anything you want. Just highlight it or backspace. When you're ready, click on the Save button. Now once you've done selecting the area or the location to store your new video file, click on the Next button, and it will start preparing your photo story. Depending on how many images you have, it can be pretty quick, or if you have a lot of images, it will take a considerable amount of time. So let's see what it says. Let's click on View Your Story, and we can preview to see what our final story looks like. Okay, and that's it. And if you wanted to create another story, you would just click on this link, create another story, but make sure you save your project first. You can save it to any area you want. That way, if you want to add additional photos to it, you want to come back, do narrations, add titles, play with some of the options that's included, you can do that. I hope you enjoyed that Photostory tutorial and you have some great ideas on how to share and display your photos. I trust you'll share this with others. Don't keep those photos hostage and share them with me. Upload to YouTube. Send me the link. I'd love to see how creative you were. Again, my name is Michelle Green, and as always, imagine your possibilities. Bye-bye.